Ahoy, folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So, the teaser for Nightmares and Visions has been out for a while, and they've released their blogs on the Ogryn updates. So, we're going to go through it and have a little look at what they're doing. We're not going to read the entire thing because a lot of it is just waffle and don't really care about it. But let's jump into some more of the poignant parts and see what's going on. So, the Ogryn Talent rework. Let's have a look. So the left branch, this Skullbreaker, the left part of the tree has been very focused on the use of heavy attacks. While we do think that heavy attacks are thematic to the Ogryn, it shouldn't be the only viable melee focused build. We've removed the heavy restriction on some talents, added new melee focused talents without it, and reworked some talents to provide different bonuses depending on if you're using light or heavy attacks. I mean, that's good. It allows us to, weave in and out of attack patterns a little bit more. The middle branch, the Bodyguard. We felt that the Ogryn has been lacking interesting options for the Bodyguard playstyle. Yep. And have added many new talents that allow you to explore both tank builds as well as supportive builds. I do not have high hopes for this. And the right branch, the Gunlugger, again, don't have massive hopes for this because I don't think they're going to hit it on this one. We're updating the burst limit override keystone to be a better overall for any range build, along with its modifiers. We've also added nodes that flesh out a few ranged builds, focusing on critical hits. Yeah, because the Ogryn really does like to stack crit, doesn't it? Explosive or sustained fire. Explosive and sustained fire sounds good, but I mean, unless they're inherently increasing the Ogryn's base crit of basically nothing, crit builds aren't going to be useful. And of course, Game Lantern's already been updated with the build tree, and here is the build tree. I mean, let's hope it's a bit better. Anyway, let's jump down. Existing passives. Base toughness. We've removed some toughness from the tree. Oh god, it's already beginning, isn't it? And to make up for it, we've bumped the base toughness of the Ogryn from 50 to 75. Okay, but is that going to make up for what they've taken? We shall see. Thick skin. We've removed a few of the defensive nodes from the tree. Awesome. To make up for it, we've given the Ogryn a bump to his innate tank passives. Toughness damage reduction from 20% to 25%. Okay. New passives, out of my way. The large hitbox of the Ogryn could get in its own way on more than one occasion. Poxhounds, trappers were blah blah blah. Basically, we were too big and these things could grab us anyway. So what they've done, given the Ogryn a new passive ability that should make his dodges more consistent, while also doubling down on the theme of the brutish friend. Dodging staggers nearby non-elite specials, human-sized enemies, knocking them out of the way. This effect is reduced on consecutive dodges. I mean, that's good, because if you're an Ogryn main or even played the Ogryn a little bit, you know Poxhounds and Trappers basically glue themselves to us. And it's damn near impossible to dodge out the way of them. Even if you scale your height down all to the minimum, you will still be jumped by all of this stuff. So let's hope this actually works. Combat ability changes. Okay, Loyal Protector. They've removed Big Lungs talent and increased the base value of it to make up for it. The radius has been increased from 8 to 12. Bull Rush will protect you from flying dogs, nets, and bullets. You now count as dodging during the charge. About goddamn time, to be honest. The amount of times I've been grabbed by something while doing the charge, that should be an iframe, but okay. Point Blank Barrage lowered the reload speed slightly to make room for the new Keep Shooting talent. Okay, we've lost 5% reload speed. I mean, most people are using the twin linked heavy stubber and never reload during using it, so hopefully that's not going to matter that much. New combat ability talents. Loyal Protector, no pain. Should provide some good defense against the newly taunted enemies. Loyal Protector replenishes 25% toughness and an additional 0.5% toughness replenished every 1 second per enemy affected to a maximum of 10% for 10 seconds. Okay. That could work, I guess. Blitz ability changes. Big Box of Hurt. Should let you be less stingy about when to use it. Charges have been increased from 2 to 3. the big friendly rock should make it feel more reactive and incentive, weaving it in between weapon attacks more often. Wield time has been halved, and chain time has been reduced by 0.2 seconds. Okay. The new Blitz ability changes the big friendly rock. That one didn't count. For those with either great or poor precision, big friendly rock replenishes a charge if you hit an enemy weak spot or hit no enemies. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Okay, that's a nice change. I'm happy to see that. Big box of hurt, bigger box of hurt. To make the box a greater crowd control option, +3 grenades are released from the big box of hurt. Coherency changes. That's staying close, folks. Like I keep banging on about. Stay close. Toughness gained through coherency is less reliable. What? Toughness gained through coherency is less reliable. This should make the coherency a lot more useful in a majority of situations. 25% coherency toughness replenishment to 15% all toughness replenishment. So that's just a nerf. 25% coherency toughness replenishment to 15% all toughness replenishment. Right, okay, it's not quite a nerf, but it's still a weird change. Fine. Coward culling. We've removed the +25% suppression node, but we still wanted to keep the effect in the ranged Ogryn build. New effect, +25% suppression to you. Right. It was crap anyway, so whatever. Keystone changes. Heavy hitter. Heavy hitter has been too focused on heavy attacks. Right. We want to open up for more light attacks. Okay, but still keep some of the incentives to go for the heavies. 5% melee damage to 3%. Oh god, here it comes. So 3% melee damage stacks go from 5 to 8 on heavy attack hit. On heavy attack hit to on melee attack hit. Heavy attacks grant 2 stacks. Okay, not a huge nerf. Slight change, but okay. Just getting started. To match the increased max stacks of the base talent, stacks from 5 to 8, yeah. Unstoppable. If it didn't feel necessary to limit the bonus behind max stacks, also increasing the max output. 100% melee toughness at 5 stacks to 15% melee toughness per stack. Slight nerf, but okay. Brutish momentum. Obsolete with the rework base talent removed. New nodes. Heavy hitter. Don't feel a thing as an alternative to unstoppable. Heavy hitter also grants 1.5% toughness damage reduction for each stack. Greater cleave, an additional choice of customization for heavy hitter. Heavy hitter also grants 15% cleave for each stack. I mean, that's good. Impactful, an additional choice for customization for heavy hitter. Heavy hitter also grants 10% impact for each stack. I mean, I think that's going to be less useful than the greater cleave, but it's nice we've got another avenue to get impact. Feel no pain keystone. Ooh, the fun. All right, feel no pain. Coherency toughness regeneration was simply not impactful enough. 2.5% coherency toughness replenishment to 2.5 all toughness replenishment. Modifier changes. Feel no pain. Pained outburst. Getting a small boost of 20% toughness once at 0 stacks. Felt like it was too little too late. We've been saying this for, well, since they included it, but cool. Bumping the toughness and lowering the activation requirements. Reaching 0 stacks to falling 2 or below 5 stacks toughness replenishment. 20% to 50%. Toughest. See base talent note. 2.5% coherency toughness replenishment to 2.5% all toughness replenishment. I mean, they're kind of getting away from the whole coherency thing because people just don't stay in coherency at all. Modified changes, burst limit override, maximum firepower. Other than simply being too strong, yeah, okay. Other than simply being too strong when paired with higher rate fire of weapons, aka the twin-linked heavy stubber, it was also quite poor on slower weapons, aka everything else. Weapons. This will hopefully make it more balanced. Also known as they didn't want us using only the twin-linked heavy stubber because it's the only ranged weapon to ever take with that build. Ability cooldown reduction 200% to 100%, duration from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I don't think they're going to be able to fix the range tree because it's fundamentally broken, and also we don't have enough ranged weapons to make it useful. It's not a good look. The Ogryn needs a wider pool of weapons to choose from to make it a more impactful build. But they're far too busy fiddling with Vermintide to actually consider that. So let's just move on. Back off should pair well with more of a hybrid combat style. Again, watch this phrase, they're going to be using this quite a lot. A hybrid combat style, and also with the weapon special actions of your ranged weapons, which mostly are terrible. Lucky Bullet has a 10% chance to trigger after killing melee attack, stacking 10 times. Okay. Heart of Battle to double down on the hybrid combat playstyle, also known as the Ogryn can't be a ranged character because its ranged weapons are terrible. And before everyone jumps in the comment going, oh, the Ripper's really good, it's like, yeah, they're alright, but they're not great. Like, it needs more weapons. Burst limit override also blah 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 blah. 15% range damage to you and your allies incoherency on Lucky Bullet. For some reason they're also adding in more coherency stuff while also taking it away. Not understanding the design choice there, but okay. Talent changes. Slam. Slam needs some love now that it has a new place in the tree. The bonus stamina should go well with the tanky playstyle of the central branch. New effects. Staggering melee attacks replenish 5% stamina. I like that, it's good. Furious light attack. Ogryns rise up. Loosen up on the theme for only using heavy attacks. Heavy melee attacks to melee attacks. Okay. The best defense. Light attacks. Ogryns rise up again. Toughness on heavy melee attacks 20% to 15. Now also replenish 5% toughness on non-heavy melee attacks. So we've been given a nerf, while also being given 5% toughness on non-heavy melee attacks. Okay. Smash 'em. Light attacks. God damn it. Toughness on heavy melee attacks from 20% to 15. Again, another nerf because most people were playing nothing but melee Ogryns. And they also replenish 5% toughness on non-heavy melee attacks. See this for what it is, folks. It is a nerf. Batter. Now also applies 2 stacks of bleed on non-heavy melee attacks. I mean, that's an okay addition. Soft them up. Description changed to specify that it only applies to melee. Previous description was wrong. Payback time to make it... Oh god, what have they done to this? To make it a bonus you are more in control over, but reducing the effect to make up for the higher uptime. Damage from 20 to 15 now also triggers on successful dodge. Let's hope it does actually have a higher uptime, like they say. Hail of Fire. 30% was, in some situations, a game-breakingly high bonus. We're lowering the rending bonus, but giving it a bump towards range damage as a substitute. The rending bonus has gone from 30 to 15, now also grants 15% range damage. Most people are using to light them up anyway, and let's see what they've done to that. Reaching 32 stacks in relatively no time at all with some weapons was way too powerful. We've increased the stacks per to make it a better talent for slower weapons, but capped the maximum stacks at 16. Stacks applied 2 to 4 now only applies stacks up to 16. They have nerfed Light Them Up because it was the only choice, because Hail of Fire was terrible and it still is pretty bad, and now Light Them Up is even worse. So less people heading over to the right-hand tree for ranged because it's now just not very good at all. But I mean, that's up to you. I'm being quite negative about it, but also I'm under no illusion that they're going to fix the Ogryn tree in this pass. I think it's going to need at least another pass, which we won't see for another year, but still. Hard Knocks. We like the theme of stagger, but we want to lean more into the bodyguard support theme. Old functionality is removed. New enemies staggered by you take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. Nice. No stopping me from towering through like a battering ram. New effect, reduced movement speed penalty while charging heavy melee attacks by 100%. It's kind of a boring change, but okay. Bruiser, giving it the same treatment as Zealot's Invocation of Death for the sake of balance. 4% combat ability cooldown reduction instantly to 100% ability cooldown reduction for 3 seconds. Okay. Pacemaker. Updating the reload mechanic and hit requirements to make it more reliable, lowering the reload speed a bit since you'll have more alternatives to increase it. 25% for 5 seconds to 15% on your next reload. Hit requirements 5 to 3. Unstoppable momentum, increase the duration to gain more use out of it as it previously felt too short. Duration from 2 to 3 seconds. Massacre. Increases the crit chance bonus as it didn't feel impactful enough. That's because the Ogryn inherently has basically no crit. And also increase the duration to make it easier to maintain. Critical chance is, oh, they've spoiled us. The ambassador has spoiled us. The crit chance has been increased from 1% to 1.5, and the duration from 10 to 12. Crunch, it becomes increasingly difficult to fully charge an attack on our higher difficulties. This should give you some great benefit even if not fully charged. Now works similar to Thrust Blessing, granting the bonus based on the charge time. Maximum impact 40% to 30, maximum damage 40% to 15. Yeah, they're saying it should all feel more impactful while just taking stuff away. It's a bit weird. New talents for the little uns. On ally getting toughness broken, gain 10% strength and 25% toughness damage reduction for 10 seconds, 30-second cooldown. On ally getting knocked down, gain stun immunity and 25% revive speed for 10 seconds. I mean, that's a fairly decent talent. No hurting friends, 2.5% strength on health damage taken by you or allies in coherency. 5 max stacks last 10 seconds, 15% toughness damage reduction on max stacks. Focused fighter, 4% damage resistance from melee attacks on successful melee attack, stacks 5 times. Stacks are removed upon taking damage from a melee attack. Strongman, a 10% damage resistance on elite kill or specialist kill lasts 5 seconds. That doesn't sound great. Can't hit me again, 20% damage resistance versus ranged for 2.5 seconds. After getting hit by a ranged attack, cooldown is 4 seconds. Not a bad talent. Keep shooting, 15% reload speed when reloading an empty clip. Strike true, 15% melee weak spot strength. Beat them back, 15% melee damage to successful hit melee attack, lasts 5 seconds. Pumped up, 15% damage resistance while above 75% stamina. This is going to work quite nicely with that stamina regeneration talent. Brutish strength, 2 stacks of brittleness on push. This doesn't sound great. Simple-minded, 30% toughness. 30% corruption resistance. That's quite amusing. Unbreakable, your perfect block can block all melee attacks. On perfect block, gain 20% melee damage on next attack. That's quite a fun talent. I am liking they are putting in some decent things. Concentrate, 60% sway reduction, 20% spread reduction, 15% recoil reduction, while bracing your ranged weapon, but lose stamina over time, so it's kind of like the veteran's ability. Fire away, your explosions apply 1 stack of burn, increasing to 2 stacks on close explosion. Max stacks is 12. That's quite an amusing talent, I like that. Frenzied blows, 2% melee attack speed on chained hit for 5 seconds, stacks 5 times. That's alright. Bash and blast, 2.5% range damage on melee kill, lasts 8 seconds, max stacks is 6. Dedicated practice, 20% sweep speed. Spray and slay, 15% melee damage on 15% melee damage and 7.5% melee attack speed for 6 seconds after emptying your clip. They're really trying to push for this hybrid playstyle. I would be interested to see if it actually works. And Lucky Streak, plus 25% critical strike damage. I mean, there's some interesting changes. I don't believe that the range tree is going to be much better, but we shall have to wait and see to playtest it properly. But there you go, folks. That is the Ogryn Talent changes. There are weapon changes. I'm not going to go all through them in this video, but I mean, I do think the left and center trees might be better now. There are definitely some nerfs in there, but some of the key changes do look as though they're going to synergize quite well. I have zero faith in the gunlugger tree, but hopefully I'll be proved wrong. I would be quite happy if I was proved wrong on this. And let's see how it goes. What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to these changes? Do you think they're going to be good? Let us know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And I shall see you all for the next video. So until then, take it easy. I shall see you later.